video, I'll have a look at how we can wean on a milk-free diet. So the objectives of this session are to have an understanding of the guidelines for weaning, to understand how we can start weaning on a milk-free diet, to understand why the formula used are okay for your child, to know what alternatives can be used, and knowing what to avoid when your child is weaning. So, the guidelines we follow for weaning is that children should start weaning around 6 months of age. It is recommended that weaning is not to start before 4 months unless further guidance from your doctor or dietitian. In the same way, a baby without cow's milk protein allergy, once 6 months, the weaning journey can begin. In this journey, different tastes and textures can be introduced to increase a healthy, balanced diet for your baby. So weaning on a milk-free diet. The key is that for a baby with cow's milk protein allergy, the baby will need to start weaning on a milk-free diet. It might naturally begin with natural milk-free foods such as fruit and vegetables. But what we say, it's always important to check the labels and opt for alternatives for dairy products such as yogurts. So this table shows us some milk-free foods that we may offer for our children. So here are the foods that typically contain milk. So some examples might include a malted milk biscuit, butter, yogurt, cheese, some crisps, some chocolate and a custard. And then this middle section shows us some foods that may contain milk. So this is when foods are typically made in the same factory as other foods that contain milk. So these foods include fish fingers, some crisps, ham, crumpets. So what we would say is really just best to check the labels, and maybe some babies will be able to tolerate this, but it's really to be cautious with these foods. And then the third section is the milk-free foods, so the foods we'd like to offer our babies. So these include dairy-free butter, dairy-free yogurts, free from chocolate, maybe a coconut-based ice cream, and then some naturally milk-free foods, so it could be the Heinz spaghetti hoops, and the Pom Bears. So these are the foods we typically lean towards then for milk-free weaning. And then as mentioned, it's really important to keep checking the labels when we start on a milk-free diet. So in lots of products, milk can be many terms. So this could include whey, protein powder, buttermilk, and then in different forms, so milk, cheese, butter, cream, buttermilk, condensed milk. So it's really important to watch out for these terms when checking the labels. And then just a little bit on soya. We often find that this can come hand in hand with cow's milk protein allergy. And we'd say that it's only suitable for children over 6 months of age. We say that it's relatively similar to a cow's milk protein, so infants may experience similar symptoms to what they have in their cow's milk protein allergy. So it's just to be aware of this, and we can support you in your journey if this is the case. And what we'd say is to watch out for the soya lecithin, which is an emulsifier used in food processing, and this should be excluded from the diet. And then looking at alternative milks. So from about 12 months of age, we can move from our formula milk onto an alternative milk. So in babies in cow's milk protein allergy who have not yet reached the stage of kind of reintroducing milk in its whole form, we'd look at these milks as their main drink then. So these milks include soya milk, oat milk, coconut milk and other nut-based milks. So these are the milks that we would typically recommend for our babies once we reach about 12 months old. As you can see in the picture, the Oatly Barista and the Alpro Growing Up milks are the ones we typically recommend for the babies. And just because they are nutritionally complete and include all the calories and energy that the baby needs. And then there are some other options that we might recommend, including the almond milk and the Cocoa Life coconut milk then. And just a quick note, what we would say is rice milk is not suitable as a main drink for children under 5, just because it has a little bit of trace of arsenic, therefore we don't want that for our children under 5. And what we would say is really important to include milk alternatives that include calcium. Many aren't enriched with calcium, so it's always good to check the label. And again, organic milks are not fortified with vitamins and minerals that the children may need, so this is a really good thing to watch out for. And again, almond milk is lower in energy and protein, therefore these aren't the typical ones we'd opt for. And just a note, we need to opt for the no added sugar versions for our children. And just a really quick note about teething gels and powders. We have found in the recent years that many brands of teething powders contain lactose, and therefore the children may react to this. So if they are allergic to the lactose or from the cow's milk protein allergy, there are lactose-free versions in the pharmacy or in supermarkets. So it's just worth noting this when introducing these things.